Built to Kill is the latest full-length album. I think the sixth full-length album from Spanish black thrash metal band Körgull the Exterminator. And this is a band, I think when I first heard of this band, I thought it was a bit of a joke. It was sort of a Voivod clone or something like that back in the day. But it turns out their early output was something similar to kind of Vomitor. It was very noisy, aggressive, sort of death, black thrashing sound. It was very 80s in spirit, but modern thrash metal in a sense, to where it was very aggressive, intense, and a lot higher speed than a lot of what would have expected at the time. So this group put out a couple of pretty noisy records. It was kind of what they were known for, was something a little bit more Sabbat than it was, R Noir in terms of precision. But there was this increasing touch of heavy metal in their feeling, and the aggression of like Niflheim was still there too. So in a lot of ways, they were slotted in that way, and that changed over time as they got a little bit more noticed. Either because Fenriz was propping up a lot of more interesting classic style bands at the time, and because their records were just getting better and better with each one. Now, the one that I think I picked up on first is probably Metal Fist Destroyer, but Reborn from the Ashes is the one that most people sort of remember best in the most recent past, because it was just a big deal at the time. It was on a bigger label and all that. So where do they deviate from black thrash metal today? Well, they don't, and we'll cut into a song here and see why that's a good thing. So they never go full rock and roll like a Motorhead style, like a Midnight or something like that. They never go full death metal, and there's always just a bit of a classic thrash metal feeling behind everything this band does, and their vocals really stand out. It's sort of a Holy Moses-esque feeling, and the thing with this record is they kind of touch upon Voivod more than you'd expect. There's a little bit of that metal punk kind of skronking movement of earlier Voivod on a song or two here, which finally they've kind of done a little bit more of that. But otherwise, this is the sort of record where I don't know that the conversation on black thrash metal hasn't been had 1,000 times already, but it's still exciting music to me. And when a band like this really focuses on not only riffs, but writing these strong thrash metal songs that are memorable and full of riffs that kind of count rather than just get by, it's worth noting. And I think that's the note to take with this band and this record is, yeah, they kind of got there for the most part on their last record. It was just a couple of years ago, but this one feels a little bit more focused. It feels quite a bit more memorable, and everything is just a little bit more refined in the sense that their presentation is just sharp across the board. I really like the album art. I think they've just done it right this time. Again, not that the last one there was nothing wrong with any of their past releases. It's just, this is obviously a highlight just for anyone who's into the darker side of thrash metal, the classic feeling of it, and where it can go when it's not just more typical, I guess. So yeah, check that out. You can read about probably a little bit more sense in the written review, and you can listen to it now. It's been out for about 10 days or so.